For several years, Redemption Church in downtown Spokane has been facing vandalism, broken windows, theft, a nearby murder, and then gunshots interrupting services. You'll hear it here.
That you've set before us.
Well, now there's a for sale sign outside those church doors. The building is full of rich history, once a Swedish tabernacle, and now there are still cornerstones in place from 1886.
Well, the pastor at Redemption Spokane says crime in the area has reached a point where the beautiful landmark just isn't worth it anymore. Emily Bloom explains plans for the future.
Aaron, Kirsten, this location here on 2nd Avenue and Division, busy at all hours of the day and the night. Now this vacant building across the street at one point was a Starbucks serving coffee hand over fist. When Redemption Spokane moved in, they saw that as a gauge for what the community would look like for them.
As the years progressed, we saw really what it was criminal activity that started getting worse and worse.
Pastor Jonathan Benetti remembers business meetings outdoors under the umbrellas, students studying for hours, and families stopping in. Today, things look much different.
July of 2021 was the first time we heard gunshots, and it was during the service.
That you've set before us.
That moment was followed by a murder one block away more recently, and that was a tipping point.
So after those two events, we really started looking seriously at what does our future here look like.
The pastor describes the current situation as draining.
I think we've been stretched so thin with trying to clean up around the building, trying to mitigate the vandalism that we've had around here, that many times it's more of an exhaustive thing coming in to work here.
Ultimately, the insurance provider dropped the church because of liability at the end of last year, and that was the final straw.
It's definitely bittersweet to think of leaving and moving, but I think the pros and cons, when we weighed them, the safety was just the number one thing that kept coming up in our meetings.
Now, another page is being turned in the history book of this iconic building. Now, Spokane police tell us they have put this specific location in that 7-Eleven that is kitty corner to us high on their priority list. The pastor here tells us he is looking for a new location, and he hopes to find it within just a few miles of where we're at right now. In the meantime, they will be offering, that is, services within the walls of this building. Reporting live in Spokane, Emily Bloom, 4 News Now.